Watching a series like this that has so many moving pieces, so many like real human moments and turns, what was it like mapping this all out with your team and knowing when to reveal certain information? Because there's an art to it, and it probably wasn't easy.
Well, it definitely wasn't easy, but it was a lot of fun. Having a challenge like this where we start a show with a set of chess pieces with these characters whose relationships seem understandable. You have the husband, you have the best friend, knowing where we really wanted to go with these people and what their true dynamics were between each other. It was super fun to put that all out and say, okay, at what point is it going to have the most resonance for the audience when you're falling in love with someone, what turn do we want to take with them? And how does that change how you feel about them, maybe in a way that you didn't expect?
Yeah, that it's like this fun tug of war match to be watching and be like, oh, this is it. Oh, but it makes sense as to why they would do that or react a certain way. And then it's like, oh, never mind. But wait, it's just like very interesting the way that
That
you
was
balance that.
part of the fun part of it, was making sure that once we do know the truth about people's motivations, everything that they did, every word that came out of their mouth in the 5 episodes before that still makes sense in that new context. Once you find out without giving too many spoilers away,
Right.
what people really wanted from Sophie, how can you go back if you watched it again and say, every single thing they're doing adds up with that different attitude, and that was actually a lot of fun as a group of writers to attack.
Yeah. What about from like the visualization side? Like, because it's so cool to also watch this and be like, oh, the way that they frame certain things or the blurriness on the edges really reflect like the control that that character has. And I was just always invested in looking for any other clues that I may get just from the way that it's framed or the way that it's edited. There's so many, all these film storytelling components are working together in tandem.
Well, we had a brilliant team on the pilot and throughout the series with our director, Sam Miller, and our cinematographer, Tammy Riker. They brought in the idea of using that tilt shift lens that kind of allows you to sort of be in Sophie's point of view, in that the edges are still a little blurry. The world is in some ways unreachable. There's dark recesses of her mind that she is spending the whole season trying to uncover. And they were able to bring that to life in this really gorgeous artistic way.
Yeah. And I'll cut you loose on this because this show asks so many questions and deals with so many interesting themes such as duality, suspicion, paranoia. How does that alter or impact the way that you kind of live your day-to-day life now? Are you more suspicious of people? Like, how has it affected your detective skills? Are you sharper, or do you not think about that?
That's a really interesting question. I think in some ways I'm a very optimistic person, and maybe that doesn't come through in this particular piece of work, but I tend to take people at face value, which I think Sophie quickly learns is not going to work out for her.
Yeah, that's true.
So perfect world.